This is Trevor One, and now live FA Cup 6th round action from Manchester. It's Trevor Lynham and Grandstand. Good afternoon, welcome to Grandstand. In these uncertain times, if you happen to be missing your daily fix of live football, or here at Trevor Sports and on Grandstand, we've got you covered at least this afternoon. Today it is about the FA Cup 6th rounds, and we have an absolute corker of a game to bring you, which will be bringing you live. We've got all the action from the Etihad as Manchester City host Tottenham. At half-time, we're going to be bringing you all the action from the game played last night between Blackburn Rovers and Leicester City. And we'll look ahead to tomorrow's games between Liverpool and Watford, and Manchester United and Chelsea. So you join us in the Etihad here in the heart of Manchester, with the atmosphere building and both sides ready to go. One thing that we were sure of, that when these two sides met in the Champions League last season, it proved to be perhaps one of the greatest games that we'd ever seen, perhaps in European football, let alone between two English sides whilst they played. So if we get a game just as good as that, my word, are we going to be lucky today. There's one lucky person though that's up in the gantry to bring us the game, and that's Trevor Motson. He's calling the action for us as well, and I understand the players are just on their way out, so let's go live to Mr. Motson.
Thank you, Trevor. Welcome along to the Etihad Stadium. And this is a real grandstand of a cup tie, this, because this surely, arguably, unless Manchester United and Chelsea supporters are watching, is arguably the tie of the round, with all the big names in the team. Pep Guardiola has named a very good, strong lineup with a strong bench as well. I think De Bruyne, Silva and Fernandinho will have to have good games. Stones and Otamendi rekindled their partnership at the centre of the defence, and those from three, Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero, are capable on their day of scoring some terrific goals and really putting Spurs to the sword. Spurs will probably be the underdogs, although they have impressed in some of their cup ties so far, including a 3-1 victory over Everton in the last round. But they do have some big game players. They've got Dele Alli, Son and Kane amongst others. Lucas Moura is an unsung hero as well. And I feel that Alderweireld and Vertonghen will have to have magnificent games in order for Spurs to get something here this afternoon. Just to remind you, there's no replays, no extra time and penalties should it end level after 90 minutes, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, whatever. There will be a decision here this afternoon. And if we do go to extra time, we'll extend Grandstand for you to enjoy. So Manchester City against Spurs is underway. City kicking off, attacking the goal to my right in those sky blue shirts of theirs. The FA Cup holders beating Watford at Wembley last season in a dramatic final you may have seen here on Trevor Sports. And let's hope we get a game of similar quality this afternoon. Arguably the tie of the round, although Manchester United and Chelsea fans may well beg to differ on that. They play tomorrow, of course. As Aurier gets a good challenge in there, but he gives the ball away to Fernandinho. City looking to come forward straight away. Raheem Sterling away from Aurier. Good football. In towards Aguero. And headed away by Alderweireld. And Tottenham get it away through Dyer. Onto Son. Onto Kane. Now Ali. And Ali again. Son. Wells making a good break down that near side, and he's been found, but the ball's going to run out of play, and it will be a Manchester City goal kick with just over 5 minutes of the first half played. An all-ticket crowd here for this cup quarter final of the Emirates FA Cup, giving it its full sponsorship. And of course, as you can see there, don't forget the Heads Up campaign, supported by Prince William, of course, the chairman of the FA, highlighting the mental health issues. And here's Harry Kane again. Now Son. There's a good charity too. Want more information? Go to the FA website. Here's Son again. Good turn again by Son Heung-min. And a good tackle there by Walker. There was no foul there because he got the ball cleanly. Now De Bruyne. And Walker making a good break on the right-hand side. He's got Aguero waiting in the middle. So too is Sterling. He's making a run far post. And De Bruyne is by the penalty spot. And he scored! Kevin De Bruyne! 9.5 minutes gone. And City go 1-0 up. And it was a sweeping move down the right-hand channel. Kyle Walker playing a 1-2. Then his pace gets him in behind the Spurs defence. No one picked up De Bruyne. And a short fire shot with the left foot into the bottom corner of the net. And Manchester City here, with just under 10 minutes gone, make the best possible start to this quarter-final. And problems for Jose Mourinho already. Kevin De Bruyne. It's only his first goal in the run this season. But my word, what a time to get it. And the whole place has erupted here at the Etihad Stadium, I can tell you. The noise is absolutely deafening. And Spurs restart the game. And here's Son Heung-min. Well, Mourinho's side have got to play catch-up. The good thing about that, though, from the Spurs point of view, is we just see Kane come forward. Here's Mora. And Ali. And Kane waits in the middle, but well Kane by Edison. Well, the good thing about Spurs even going behind early is that they've still got a lot of time left in the game. Less than 75 minutes to try and get back into this. So there's still a long way to go yet. It's not out of Spurs' reach just yet. But if City scored maybe 2 or 3 before half-time, which they are capable of doing it against any opposition, let alone Tottenham, and then I fear it could be a long afternoon, but Spurs must stay strong. Here's De Bruyne. He's looked awesome in his opening exchanges, and then Vertonghen just hooks it away into touch and just gives Spurs a little bit of respite. We've had over a quarter of an hour gone. We've had 16 minutes actually of what's been a rip-roaring cup tie, and City have made the best possible start. This is Fernandinho. Silva into Sterling. Aguero waiting in the middle. Aguero 2-0. As simple a finish as that. 2-0 Manchester City, and that was just sheer genius from them. They carved Spurs apart with considerable ease. Look at this, Sterling in behind. They tried to play the offside game, it wasn't there. Vertonghen missed his challenge, and in came Aguero with his left foot to stick it into the near corner and to make it 2-0 to Pep Guardiola's men. And I've got a funny feeling now that City, if Spurs aren't careful, are going to run away with this cup tie. That's his fourth goal in the FA Cup this season, and it could be a priceless goal. 17 minutes gone, and Tottenham, dare I say it, are looking down the barrel here, and they need to get their attack. They need to get their attack going, because so far their front four haven't really fired on any cylinders whatsoever in the opening 19 minutes. Edison, apart from that cross he had to deal with Kane lurking, hasn't had a shot really to save. And you fear for Spurs in that position. And the way City are attacking, they're very awesome. Every time they get the ball, they seem likely to try and cause Spurs a lot of trouble. Fernandinho. Walker. De Bruyne. Good football again by City. Bernardo Silva, he's lost it this time. Now, but that's a poor ball, and Spurs have gifted City possession. You don't want to be doing that. Here's Aguero, and De Bruyne in, but out came Lloris, and that could be an important intervention, because Spurs now have got to try and stay in this game for as long as they can. And the ball given away, and an offside in fact against Sergio Aguero, the Argentinian international. And a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur, which will be a bit of a relief to them. And the next hope is for them just try and get the next goal here, which will make Jose Mourinho's half-time team talk that even more easier for him to get across to his players, because at 2-0 it's going to be a very difficult one for him. Because Pep's boys have really got Mourinho's men on the rack. 25 gone. 2-0 to Manchester City. Live Cup tie Grandstand on TBC Sports, Trevor Sports. Here's Eric Dyer. Of course, we'll have goal of the month at half-time with Trevor Lynham. Here's Eric Dyer again. Now, a real opportunity now for Spurs if they can get the ball into the penalty area. That wasn't a brilliant header away. Now, Spurs need something now as we go into the last sort of going up towards a quarter of an hour, maybe just over half an hour gone in the first half, I should say. And Stone's here in a bit of trouble, but he's managed to box himself out of it. And now Sergio Aguero to break from Manchester City. Fernandinho. And Fernandinho again. They're going backwards here, City. They haven't got too many men forward here, so they're just trying to be patient here and try to build up the play. Sterling. Silva again. This is Bernardo. David Silva, I should say. David Silva now. Can they make it through now? Silva's cross. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. I think it was Danny Rose who got back there. Otherwise, it would have been 3-0 to Spurs. Would have been 3-0 to City. But now all of a sudden at the other end, it's Lucas Moura. He's got Kane in the middle. Son in the middle. Can they find something here? It's on Dembele. Can he get the shot in? Blocked. On Dembele again. Son. And a chance here for Kane. It's there. It's there. And the game is alive for Tottenham. They went 3 down at one end. They broke down the right. And they kept the move alive. Son played the ball in. And Harry Kane, the goal poacher extraordinaire, makes it 2-1 and puts Spurs right back in this quarter-final of the FA Cup. And a collector's item that all 3 goals that have gone in have all been scored by the left foot. As well, just to add. But that's his 3rd goal in the Cup this season, and it puts Spurs, more important, back in this game.
Goal for Tottenham Hotspur. Number 10.
Well, that gives Mourinho's side an absolute lift now, for sure, because if they'd have gone in 2-0 down, it would have been very difficult to lift the troops. But now Kane has scored, with 10 minutes of the first half remaining. If they can not lose any goals and limit any damage before the break, Spurs, they've got any of a chance. There's still time possible for an equaliser, but there's another header there. I think it was David Silva with a header, but it was a tame header. And Lloris with an easy gabber. And look at this now, Moura. And all of a sudden Spurs are breaking. It's Moura now. But City got burned back, and it was Mendy who intercepted along with John Stones. Wow, what a cup tie this is, and it's living up to all the hype and billing that Trevor gave it at the start of the programme. And it's not disappointing. Sergio Aguero. Kevin De Bruyne. Aguero, a bit lucky. Aguero for 3. Oh, he should have scored. Should have scored. It's a great save by Hugo Lloris. Let's give him credit for that. But Sergio Aguero here should be making that 3 for me. Well, you've got to give credit to the goalkeeper. That is a magnificent game, and that's kept Spurs in the FA Cup. With less than 5 minutes of the first half to go. And Raheem Sterling will take the corner. City, they all feel, should be celebrating a 3rd one, a 3rd goal, but they're not. And it's a long one in there from Sterling towards the area, and it's headed away. Mendy will pick the loose ball up. Spurs had brought everyone back, incidentally. Fernandinho. City looking to finish the half with a real flourish here. De Bruyne. Still De Bruyne. Good tackle there. And it had to be tackled well. Otherwise, it might have been a penalty. If he had got it completely wrong. It was a dangerous tackle to make. And now Urier is broken forward. And Kane is further forward. He has to try and stay on side, of course. That's why Urier was reluctant to release the ball. as we go to the last 30 seconds of normal time here. And Cup tie Grandstand. Silva.
The referee has indicated there will be a minimum
3 added
of
minutes.
3
Here's Aguero again.
added time.
Sergio Aguero. Of course, the other 3 quarter-finals being played on Sunday. And the shot comes in and a good save. 2 good saves inside 4 minutes from Hugo Lloris. This one, the latest from Raheem Sterling. Shot on the turn. And that is a remarkable save by the Tottenham Hotspur captain. A genuinely good save that keeps Spurs in the cup. Bernardo Silva to David Silva from the corner into the area. Oh, it's not turned in. No, it's been turned over again. Well, Aguero was in there, that's for sure. Did Lloris get a touch on that? If he did, it was a magnificent sprawling save. City have had 3 or 4 chances since Spurs scored. He wasn't. He's flicked it over. But that sprawling dive by the goalkeeper put Aguero off. And we're almost at the end of the 3 minutes. Well, what a rip-roaring cup tie this has been. Play on, says the referee. And there goes the whistle. And City were 2 up inside 17 minutes through Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero. And then Harry Kane, 10 minutes from the end of the first half, pulled it back to 2-1. But Lloris in the intermittent time has made 3 magnificent saves. It's 2-1 at half-time and back to Trevor Lynham.
Well, half-time and Tottenham have got themselves still in the game, so they're hanging in at the very least, but that opening 20 minutes by Manchester City was incredibly impressive as well. Well, the players go ahead and have themselves a cup of tea and a biscuit and a crumpet and whatever they do, prawn sandwich and so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and let's have a quick look at the game played yesterday between Leicester City and Blackburn Rovers. Reporting for us is Trevor Sinstadt. Never underestimate the basics and being switched on, and that's what Leicester took full advantage of. A quick throw by Iosi Perez allowed Leicester City to catch Blackburn Rovers napping, and in the 7th minute of the match there was an opportunity for Harvey Barnes to score perhaps one of the goals of the round, and he took full oblige. Excellent goal by Harvey Barnes, but don't underestimate how quickly the Leicester players were switching. Perhaps the occasion got to Blackburn Rovers and an opportunity to play at Wembley. It showed though. 5 minutes later, Leicester went ahead and doubled their lead. Jamie Vardy turned provider this time, and Yuri Tielemans, who has been Leicester's standout player in the FA Cup this season, scored again for them. A cool left-footed shot past Walton, and Leicester were in full control. Blackburn nearly got back into it. Bradley Dack's cross was met by Adam Armstrong. He met the volley, but he hit the post, and he rued that opportunity. After the Geordies miss, Leicester City's turn to miss, and this time it was Jamie Vardy who incredibly hit the post twice in one motion, and Harvey Barnes' follow-up shot was forwarded into the grateful arms of Walton. Vardy will ask himself just how he managed to miss. But in the end, Leicester City were able to secure their path to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. It was an excellent bit of skill by Damari Gray to take it round Bennett. Vardy's little pass played in Maddison, and one of the best team goals you'll see this season took place. Maddison with a brilliant finish past the Blackburn Rovers goalkeeper. Nothing but power that was able to beat him. Leicester City on their way. Blackburn did get back into the game in the end. Adam Armstrong's coolness in the edge of the box played it for Danny Graham, and the former Middlesbrough man finished well from short range. However, it wasn't enough for Blackburn. They bow out to the FA Cup, and Leicester are in the semi-finals. So Leicester City are the first side in the draw for the semi-finals. Remember, we're going to be bringing you both of those games live here on Trevor Sports. For Grandstand though, it's a welcome return to us for the second half at the Etihad. So over to you, Mr. Motson.
Well, thank you, Trevor, and welcome back to the second half here in the commentary box here at the Etihad Stadium. Still a bitterly cold afternoon, but Spurs very much in this cup tie. Kane's goal just 10 minutes before the break has given has breathed new life into Spurs, although those saves towards the end of the first half from Lloris was something absolutely spectacular. So let's see what happens in the second half. City attacking the goal to our left in the second half, and Spurs attacking where all their supporters are. There's 3,000 of them who have made the journey up to Manchester from North London, up the M1 and the M6 here to a very cold, typical northern weather here in Manchester. Here's Dyer now for Spurs. And now here's a chance now, and it's Mora. Pulled back across towards the far post. Son was waiting, but so too was Kyle Walker. Sterling. Aguero again. And now De Bruyne. He's through. De Bruyne, what a stop that was from Aurier. That was a magnificent stop by Serge Aurier there for Spurs, because if he'd have got through there, De Bruyne, I would have fancied him one-on-one against Lloris. Meanwhile, Son has been penalised. And the referee booking Son, and that's actually the first yellow card of the contest. And this is what happened. Yeah, just gets away from him a little bit there. So Son has got to watch his step. And City have got a free kick here. Aguero from halfway line. The halfway line is going to take. And in there towards... Oh, and a header came in. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Bernardo Silva or Raheem Sterling, I think. Well, whoever got the last touch almost... Well, they're not the tallest of any. That's as if it was Raheem Sterling. Well, if it was, I'd be worried about Alderweireld and Vertonghen there getting out jumped by a very small player in Raheem Sterling. I really would. But it went wide of the target, and it remains 2-1. Remember the other 3 cup ties to come tomorrow. And there'll be a special edition of Match of the Day on Travis Sports for you as well. Here's Sergio Aguero again. Good turn once more. There's Bernardo Silva to turn it forward. Spot a 1-2 there with Kyle Walker and Stones. Aguero again. And well, that's a good tackle there. And now Dyer to bring it away for Spurs. 56 minutes gone. And this is Dele Alli. A cup tie which could turn into a real FA Cup classic. They'll put this in the archives, I'm certain, whatever it turns out, and show it to everyone in somewhere in 100 years' time, I'm sure of that. It will go down as a very good cup tie, this. As Son gets the crossing. Kane and the ball post. Oh, what a save! What a save by Ederson! Well, that's the first big save he's had to make in this match. And it's Harry Kane from 6 yards, far post, 99 times out of 100. You're backing to score. But Ederson wasn't for budging. Sterling is been replaced by Mahrez as the corner comes in. It's a bit up and under-ish. First header. Header was a bit up and under. I think it was Vertonghen who tried to... who tried to head it up into the air. But it's been a game full of non-stop incident. And a commentator's dream. Mahrez, signed of course from Leicester for nearly £60 million. Came to Bromance there in their title-winning season 4 years ago. Just came in, Alderweireld got back there and Dembele gets the ball forward, and Ali now to Mora. Kane waiting in the middle, and Kane is an explosive talent, and Mora there too. Oh, he just delayed the cross maybe far too long. In fact, he's got himself a free kick anyway. But if it had just crossed earlier there, maybe Lucas Moura, Kane was lurking there, and maybe that's what Kane might be a little frustrated about. They've got a free kick, however, Spurs. It's in a very dangerous position, but Harry Kane is going to be taking it amazingly. As Harry Dyer comes off, Musa Sissoko take control now for the remaining 30 odd minutes that remain. That's in good stoppage time as Kane chips that in towards the far post. And the Miro might get there. But Thompson certainly did. Mora now might have to go the long way around if he wants to. There's the cross. Kane! Yes! It's 2 each. And 3,000 Spurs supporters are absolutely cock-a-hoot with glee. And so too is the England captain and also the manager. The England captain bails his club out again. Lucas Moura had to go the long way round. Managed to dig out a cross from the right-hand channel. And Kane, the Predator extraordinaire, makes it 2 each. 2 apiece. And what a cup tie we've got ourselves here. 65 minutes gone. Harry Kane makes it 2-2. And that's his second goal of the game. And here on Grandstand, we've got a real Grandstand finish now because it's 2-2. There's still plenty of time left in the game for a winning goal. But just to remind you, if there isn't any further scoring, if it stays this way, then, or ends a drawing anyway, 2-2, 3-3, maybe even 4-4, the way this game's going, it could go either way. Then we would have half an hour's extra time, no replays of course, and if it goes to penalties, well, and if there's no decision in the extra time, we'll go to penalties, and I'll remind you of the rules then for the penalty competition. But here's Aguero now, and there's the shot. Oh, it's up the post, and it was Kevin De Bruyne with the effort, and that was very, very unlucky. He hit it so well, hit the inside of the far post, it bounced away, and the phrase, how unlucky can you get, is the first thing that springs to my mind. That deserved to go in. Here's Sissoko, Spurs survive. It would have been a disappointment for Spurs if they'd got 3-2 down, having worked so hard in the first place to get back into this game from 2-0 down. That was the first genuine chance for City have had in the entire second half. 72 gone. Here on Trevor Sports. Live Grandstand for you this afternoon. And here's Aguero now for Manchester City. What a game this is. And De Bruyne again, but flags up for offside. Despite the best efforts of Hugo Lloris in the goal. Just look at that. Marginal. If that. If that. Anyway, here's the free kick. Lloris with it. Again, Spurs keep possession. 73 gone. What a cup tie this has been. And I hope you all enjoyed it at home here. There's Mora, but the flag is up for offside. This guy's across straight away to the linesman, and his flag was up lightning quick. As Fernandinho goes off, and Ilkay Gundogan, the former Borussia Dortmund man, comes on. He's won this FA Cup as well, of course, here with City. And he's won the German version as well, the German Cup back in 2012 with Borussia Dortmund, then managed by Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp. Rose. Ali. Into Son, and Kane waits, but again, good defending by John Stones and his defenders, as well for getting that away. Here's Walker to De Bruyne. And Silva, David Silva. Lucas Moura takes charge for Spurs. Back to Alderweireld. Ndombele again. Vertonghen. Alderweireld. Hugo Lloris is just a redundant spectator at the moment. The goalkeeper is watching everything at the other end. And he might have some work to do now because City are poised to attack again. Without Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne, whose effort earlier on that crashed back off the post, deserved a lot better. Bernardo Silva keeps it in by the far byline. Danny Rose stood still. Quite a bit of a wild pass which somebody well to take. And Ndombele takes the possession really well. Finds Sissoko. That's lovely, confident football there from Tottenham Hotspur. He last won the cup in 1991. And here's Danny Rose. Rose with the cross, and Kane on the volley! Oh, what a magnificent goal! A hat-trick for Kane! And what a remarkable comeback from Spurs! They were 2-0 down and seemingly dead in this tie. They have come back from the proverbial dead and have made it 3-2, and it's that man again on the volley with the right foot. Harry Kane, bang! 3-2 Tottenham. What a cup tie, what a game! And it will go down in the memory. One of the most remarkable comebacks in FA Cup history, and in FA Cup meetings between the two. The most memorable one, of course, you may remember, if you're a certain age, 1981 replay in the final when Ricky Villa scored that winning goal. Well, that's probably this game today in the sixth round has probably topped that. Harry Kane has completed a remarkable hat-trick, and Spurs almost from the dead. As we see Rodri replace Silva for the last 5 minutes, have somehow got themselves into the velvet bag for the quarterfinals unless City can find a reply in the next 4 minutes. What a game. And here's Lucas Moura. They won't be pushing too many men forward. Here's Harry Kane though. The way he takes goals, you wouldn't put it past him. Rodri, sitting round need a miracle maybe. They need a goal and maybe a snooker to win it before the extra half an hour. If Spurs hold on, extra time will not be efficient. Or sufficient, I should say. 3 more cup ties tomorrow, including that big one across the city at Manchester. And Manchester's challenge may only come from United for the cup this season. City are heading out of it. The holders heading out at the last stage. Mendy. City have to get it forward, but they're dawdling on the ball. They get a free kick, and now this is a chance to lob the ball forward and try and find something. Spurs making a substitution, understandably so. Young-Min Son off, and Dele Alli off, and Eric Lamela and Christian Eriksen will both come on and try and tie this up. Gundogan with the free kick, lobbed in towards the edge of the area. Aguero can't control it, and Spurs come away with the ball. Sissoko, 1 minute between Spurs and a semi-final berth, which about 3/4 of an hour ago looked highly unlikely. And City were 2 up and coasting, and there goes the whistle! Well, the FA Cup is the gift that always keeps on giving. It looked for a long time that Manchester City were going through. They were 2 up after nearly 20 minutes through goals from De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero. But then the comeback started. Harry Kane, 34 minutes. And then Kane again in the second half. And then 7 minutes from the end, completing a remarkable hat-trick to end a thrilling game of FA Cup football. Spurs were down and out after 20 minutes, but they rallied and rallied. And Harry Kane has dug them out again. A remarkable hat-trick. A final score, Manchester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3, and back to Trevor. Wow.
Well, that was perhaps one of, if not the greatest comebacks that we've seen on Trevor Sports. My word, that was something else. Brilliant work for Tottenham, and they moved forwards into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They're going to be alongside Leicester City. The other 2 places are going to be decided tomorrow. Liverpool are playing Watford. We'll bring you highlights of that game as well as full live coverage of the big one between Manchester United and Chelsea. That will be at Old Trafford, and that's on a Match of the Day special. Coming up for you in the future as well, just a reminder that the return of Sports Night in the UEFA Champions League. Come and join us for that in a couple of weeks' time. Not only that, we've got the Grand National. So if you're missing your fix of horse racing, join us for the National. We'll bring you all the action from Aintree. And don't forget, we'll also bring you live coverage of the Chinese Grand Prix. Stick around for Trevor Walker and company. So lots for us to look forward to as we move ahead to the rest of the season as well. For Manchester City though, that's their FA Cup run over, and for Tottenham, Hellfire and Brimstone, it's Kane. Good evening.